Good, my people. Top of the top. Yes, it is Saturday, September 6th, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him, all things is possible. Top of the morning to everybody out there on this Saturday morning. For all my travelers who may not be able to get any rest today because somewhere they have to go, please arrive there safe, especially if you're in the New York City area. These trains, these buses, you just walking in a cab, wherever you got to go, and for the rest of the world, wherever you're going, for the rest of the world, not just New York, wherever you're going, please arrive there safe. I hope everybody is feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day, and with knowing with Him all things is possible. All right, y'all. Happy Saturday. Um, Shoot, I wasn't even going to be on this morning, y'all. I was getting ready to rest up because I had somewhere to be in a couple of hours, but I said, what would it be if I didn't have the morning chop up? Something important, especially for today. Today is a very important morning chop up. Uh, a day that we have been waiting for some time now. A very important gym that's already known in the New York area has come to my borough, the BX, the Boogie Down, Cops and Kids. Yes, yes, yes. Today will be the grand opening. Supposed to be a block party, but I don't think it'll be. Heard it's about supposed to be some rain today, so I don't know, but it's not going to stop the grand opening. But we're going to get into that and why it's so important to have gyms like this, and it's important to have gyms open up. Period. All right, so let's go. So for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, welcome. Like I said, if you're looking for a place where we have decent conversations and not ratchet conversations, not just we don't gossip over here like these talk shows or what you see on these reality shows or what you see them do on these other channels or whatever. We are real adults over here. So just thought I'd throw that in there. So, Cops and Kids, shout out to Pat Russo, shout out to Dave, shout out to Sosa, shout out to Coach G, shout out to all the fighters, shout out to Nisa, um, her husband, shout out to everybody over there, NYPD, the whole movement. If you're not familiar with Cops and Kids Boxing Gym, you might want to either Google them or look them up or take a trip over there or come out to the Bronx today for the grand opening. Um, the main location is in Brooklyn, near Flatbush Gardens. There's one in Staten Island and Park Hill. Um, Actually, I heard it was two of them. That's crazy. Actually two of them in Staten Island. That's bugged because never knew that. Now I have to go out my way to get to that second one. Might do that this month if I can. Excuse me, y'all. Um, Cops Kids is not just a regular gym. They actually help kids there, and I don't mean just with training, but just as far as education. You're going to school, you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you get some kind of, I'm gonna say this before I get deep into it that there's I don't want to say there's no programs out there that's helping kids, but I don't really see it like that anymore. And maybe I'm just blind and I'm not paying attention. But I know what Cops and Kids do, we need a lot more gyms to do. And I know to do that, it takes a lot because a lot of these gyms just care about the money. And the money is what keeps the gym open. But you got to remember the money comes from the people. So, I mean, I understand that part. But from the time I've been around Cops and Kids and what I have seen them do, um, it's amazing. I used to be concerned about it in the beginning because I didn't know what they were coming from. I didn't know what they were doing. So there were times I used to be like, I don't know about this. But the more I came around, just like any other gym, it was something that separated them from probably every other gym, not just in New York City, but probably the world. And I see the champions that the gym has produced, um, from Richardson Hitchens, to Chris Colbert. Um, Let me see who else. I want to say Daniel Jacobs because he was. I don't think he came over that way. He was probably Star Rack City. Um, but if you just look at the gym, oh, you got Curtis Stevens. A couple of heavy hitters have came out that way. A lot of people that you guys should be familiar with. Um, but for years they have been putting it down in the gym. And I remember talking to Pat Russo. If you guys don't know who Pat Russo is, he has an Instagram and he's on Facebook. Try to reach out and talk to him. I've never got an interview with him. All the years I should have been got an interview with him. Um, Today might be that day if I catch him. I can't go live where I'll be at. Maybe I could. I don't know. I'm not gonna attempt to. Um, I'm just gonna do what I do while I'm there. You look at gyms like that, and you can't just look at them as boxing gyms. I look at gyms like that, and I go, we need more gyms like that in the world to help these kids out, especially with boxing, because boxing actually saves lives. Boxing is what keeps me cool, calm, and collected. I've never fought before, just a guy who sparred and trained. But boxing keeps me cool, calm, and collected, and this is the reason why I'm so comfortable with able to step out of not just talking about boxing, but having regular morning chop ups like I'm doing now, and like I've been doing. But I start looking at how we have so many gyms that they don't operate the way they supposed to. Gyms, you got a lot of gyms that don't operate how they supposed to. A lot of these gyms just care about getting their money, and that's all that matters. And that's cool because that's what keeps the gym open. But it takes more than just that. Um, Everybody has to make sure they play their part. When I'm in Cops and Kids, and when I'm in some other gyms too, shouts to John's Gym. There's a lot of gyms that I see that play their part to keep the gyms going, to keep it open. Because the worst thing that we could see in this world is that when we see a gym close, that's bad. You ain't doing your part. There's no reason. I'd rather watch a liquor store close than to watch a boxing gym close. Believe it or not, and I sip a little bit, but I'd rather watch a liquor store close. There's liquor stores that stay open longer than some gyms, and I don't mean hours. I'm talking about period. So when I see a gym that's out there, that's not just about making money, but they're about fundings, they're about helping the children, giving back to the community. Shout out to my man Ronnie Love, Harlem House of Champions, which you see him do a lot. Give back to the community. He's brought some life back to Harlem. When we felt like there was nothing to look forward to. So shout outs to him. But today is a very special day. Today is not just an ordinary day. Well, gyms open. There's gym openings all the time. No, today's a different day because this was something that had been discussed about having this gym in the Bronx probably from about 2 years ago, if I could remember. Remember Pat Russo bringing it up. I remember me and him having a conversation about it. So it probably was about maybe 2 years ago. I want to say 2, 3 years ago, maybe. And here it is. It happened. And what better place for it to happen than in my borough, the BX? In case for y'all don't know, y'all be like, you from Harlem? No, I live in Harlem. I'm from the BX. No disrespect to Harlem, but I'm BX, baby. Thriles Neck, High Bridge, Castle Hill, Soundview, wherever you want to name it. I'm BX. Stephen L. Mack, what's up, my good brother? How you feeling, champ? You doing all right, man? Hope you feeling well, brother. Take it easy out there, man. They got all types of shit they putting in the air. So when I look at it and I go, if I'm opening up a gym, if I'm opening up a boxing gym, that's good, brother. I gotta send you my number, L. I'm gonna send you my number through the ground. We gotta chop it up. If I'm opening up a gym, which it's been on my mind probably more now than ever, but I just don't have the muscle, and I don't know if I'm actually ready for that. Because that's a lot. But if I'm opening up a gym, Cops and Kids is somebody definitely I look at and go, that's how you run a gym. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, L. So I look at that and I go, that's a perfect example of how you run a gym because the world needs more boxing gyms. The world needs more boxing gyms. There's no such thing as there's enough boxing gyms. You got some towns and some counties and some cities. Well, I should say some counties where you go, there's no gyms. You got kids that have to travel from one county probably to to get to the city just to get to the boxing gym. But it's not about how far you have to travel to the gym. Fortunately, if there's no gym, there's no gym, which we need that. But when you have a gym that that's helping kids out, uh, going off to college, as long as that child is staying in school and doing what they supposed to, that's amazing. And this is something that you'll probably never see again, but we need to see it again. There's nothing wrong if there's another gym that comes in and they're doing what Cops and Kids is doing. We need that. We need more gyms. I've stressed this so many times that there's no such things as that is enough boxing gyms. Because if you could tell me there's enough, hey, there's enough liquor stores. What up? There's enough liquor stores. There's enough bars. There's enough lounges. There's enough clubs. There's enough smoke shops. If you think about all this stuff and they continue to keep building all this stuff. So there's no way we could say there's enough boxing gyms in the world. No, it's not. Because it's just like I gave you an example of all this stuff that we got now that we've been having. I'm good. I'm good. All this stuff that we got now that they continue to build, there's nobody that could tell us that there's enough boxing gyms. And when you have a gym that's not just about being a boxing gym, but they are about the kids. I mean, if you listen to the name, Cops and Kids, and I want y'all to stop getting that name twisted. We don't f with the police. We don't f with them. Every police officer is not bad. It's just because of how we grew up and what we witnessed. Mixie, don't come asking me stupid questions before I throw you out of here. You asking me about cats and dogs. You hear what I'm talking about? Don't have me throw you out of here. So then maybe you should listen and be quiet. Um, so when we see gems like that, we have to take advantage of it. No, I'm not talking about guns. If you look at my title, you should have looked at my thumbnail before coming in. Look at the thumbnail. That's the problem with y'all. Y'all walk on people's channels and don't know what the hell they talking about because instead of y'all looking at the thumbnail, y'all just come in running your mouths. Look at the thumbnail and you'll know what I'm talking about. That's why we put the thumbnail up there so y'all can know that. That's the biggest problem with you trolls. Y'all walk in and don't know what nobody's talking about because y'all don't bother to look at the thumbnail. Y'all want to come in and ask dumbass questions. Yeah, yeah, he come in asking dumbass questions, cats and dogs. You look like I'm talking about that? Stupid. Anyway, so these gems are super important to have. And watching cops and kids, watch watching cops and kids is a prime example of we can go out there and we can do the same thing. We can have gems like that. And why not? And I'm hoping to see gems like that. I don't care if it's Philly, I don't care if it's California, I don't care what part of the world it is. Somebody asked me, right? Hey, Stephen L, check this out. Somebody asked me, could we see a no duck zone boxing gym? Oh, I'm like, I would love that. I would love that. I would love to have a boxing gym with my logo on it, but it can't be just a regular gym. It would have to actually bring something to the table besides just boxing. I don't know. There's too many people just coming with gyms just to make money. Like a lot of people that's in boxing that has these gyms, a lot of them. I'm gonna just be real with you. I'm gonna keep it a thou with you, man. Don't be fooled by a lot of these boxing gyms. A lot of them, you think they doing this because they love it. A lot of them is just doing it because they seen a hustle where they can make money, or they want to be able to brag to say they in boxing. Because a lot of them don't know what they doing. When you go to a lot of these boxing shows, they're trash. Their hospitality is trash. Yeah, and I ain't got nothing against all that, L with having liquor stores because I drink occasionally, right? But when you start seeing the liquor stores, you start seeing all these other places, you like, how many liquor stores can you go to? Like, you know how many liquors, like, they purposely put liquor stores in our corners, in our neighborhoods. We see that. We see that. We probably got more liquor stores in our communities, and not just in New York, but anywhere you go in the world, man, especially in the hood. Some places outside of New York, you can go into a damn gas station and they got liquor. Stop me when I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm lying. Somebody that lives outside of New York, stop me when I'm lying. When you go to these southern states, I don't know about the West Coast, I don't know about the Midwest. You go to some of these southern states, you pull up to a damn gas station, they got liquor in there. You like, now you coming from New York or up north, Jersey, Philly, and you ain't used to that. You like, what the is this? And wonder why crime be at a high. Why is it at a high? Jeff Spark, what's up? So when we see these things. Nobody can't look at me and tell me, yo, we got enough boxing gyms, y'all. We don't need no more, man. These kids don't want to fight. When I was in gym, I was 17. I was ready, but Mr. Parker did me wrong. Yeah, it could get discouraging sometimes dealing with them. But L, you know what? I'm not in no position where I'm in with them, but I'm about to be in with them. Because one thing about me, L, I love this. I love dealing with the amateurs, and they gonna have to they gonna look up and realize they gonna have to deal with me because I ain't going nowhere. Now those like when they see NDZ, they gonna have to realize I ain't going nowhere. And no matter how messed up boxing is, whether it's amateur or pro, there's something that's still there's still some good that comes out of that because a lot of these kids are getting their life saved. Yeah, yeah, it's you got people who get so frustrated with this sport that they have actually just walked away from it and never looked back. Um, but I'm gonna tell you something, Stephen L. Mac. That's what they want you to do. That's what life wants you to do. Want you to walk away from whatever it is that you love so much that you'll despise it so much that it makes it look like you never loved it in the first place. That's what they want you to do, man. And that's with anything that you love in life. They want you to walk away from it. They want you to walk away from it. There's no reason why any referee who loves refereeing should have to walk away, but he or she walks away because they don't like what's going on in the sport of boxing. I just on different stuff. Yeah, that's a fact. There's no reason why a judge who's a good judge, a real judge, walks away because they don't like what's going on in boxing. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why a fighter who's been fighting all his life or some of his life or whatever, um, who's just trying to make money doing what he loves to do, has to walk away. There's no reason why a podcaster like me, who not only deals with, I not only talk professional boxing, but I also do the amateurs because that's my lane. There's no reason why I should ever walk away from it. Now, I'm not going to say these kids need me, but it's necessary for me to be around. You know why it's necessary for me to be around? Because when these kids have their fights and they can't find their fights anymore, I'm not making them pay for their fights. I could, and I can't make them. So let me take that back. Or ask them to pay for their fights. I'm not doing that. The hell would I do that? Hmm? You got fighters that lose their footage from 20, 30 years ago. They'll never get their footage back. They don't know how to get it. They want to show their grandchildren. They can't do it. They got to go talk to 5 people to get to that one person that might have that footage. And then that person wants them to pay. Yo, make your money in boxing by all means. But making your money and robbing people is two different things. See, there's a lot of people in this sport that you got some that are making their money, and then you got some people that are robbing people without a gun. And then we have to be set and told that that's part of the business. Well, really, it's not. We take the word boxing and we use it, right? And then we start coming up with all these type of different rules, and then we call it business. This is why some of the stuff that's going on in professional boxing, Stephen L. Mack and everybody, I don't. The shit don't entertain me, bruh. It really don't entertain me, and it don't move me. It don't. And this is the reason why that I just be focusing on other stuff. Like I said, cops and kids, what they bring to the table is amazing, and we need more gems. We need more gems, y'all. Some of y'all are in position. You know what some of us content creators should be doing? I'm gonna tell you what some of our content creators should be doing for the real content creators who really are into this. Let me show you what the real content creators, not you motherfuckers who just act like y'all love boxing. for the real content creators who we really love this, should come together. If not come together, we should get out there and get our own gyms. Now, of course, people are going to say they never boxed, they never, whatever, whatever. There's plenty of people in the sport of boxing that ain't never boxed. How many trainers we got that never boxed that went on to be better trainers than the ones that who did box? We all should go get our own gyms. Of course, it's gonna take some muscle because we don't have fundings like that. But this is the reason why I always tell y'all we can't be on here acting a donkey all the time and acting crazy because we don't know who's watching us. Now we're gonna have our moments where we're gonna tweak out a little bit. It happens, but we're gonna have to get some muscle behind us. We need some people, some real sponsors, not wannabe sponsors. We're gonna need some real sponsors to do it. Fundings. We got to do what we got to do. We need more boxing gyms. Yeah, a lot of y'all don't want to hear that. Hmm? Yeah, if I ain't talking, if I'm not talking about your favorite fight or a favorite fight, you don't want to hear it. Well, whatever. Leave. It's Saturday morning. Go have some breakfast. But I want to say shout out to Cops and Kids and shout out to a lot of other gyms out there in the world, not just New York, but shout out to a lot of other boxing gyms out there in the world that's doing what they supposed to. But if you love the sport of boxing, and this goes for referees, they go for cameramen, they go for every, you don't let you don't let boxing, I don't want to say boxing, but you don't let people that's involved in boxing run you out of boxing. You don't let the people that's involved in the sport run you out because they will do it and they will try their best and they'll go around and spread rumors about you. They'll go around telling other people not to deal with you. Don't go on his podcast. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't even take a picture with him. That's the kind of people that you got. You got those kind of people that will do that. And it will get you so discouraged where you'll leave. Now the question becomes is when you leave is where did he go? Why did he leave? What happened? You'll be more popular when you're gone than when you was when you were there. People come out of the sport and boxing, they come and go every day, but only the strong survive. I could have been walked out of here a long time ago and just said that this wasn't for me. But those kids, the fighters, just like I said, all of them are not kids. Some of them are grown with kids of their own. Kept me here. Some of these gyms that I've seen them doing right by the fighters have kept me here. And I realized that. Always the bigger picture, Steve. So that's why, Steven, you know what? When you don't see me engaged in a lot of the stuff you see on these YouTube streets, it's because 9 times out of 10, I don't give a shit about none of these professional fighters. And that's no disrespect. I admire them, and there's a lot of them that I like. But you ain't about to see me out here crashing out, bro. Because the bigger picture is these amateurs. So there's no way I'm gonna be sitting here like that's why you don't really see me. I'll be like, I don't be tripping. Like today, you're about to see me. Like today, you're not gonna see me live, but what you're about to see today, I'm about to be around a lot of amateurs. I'm about to be around a lot of fighters today. It's about to be up today. I'm about to be in the BX, and it's about to be lit today. With Cops and Kids happening in their grand opening, a new gym in the Bronx. Stephen L., when you come to New York again, if you just so happen to come to New York again, we got to go to the. We're gonna go. I'm gonna take you. That's why I'm gonna give you my number. Whenever you come to the BX, man, we're gonna go out there. Yeah, control over. I don't That's why you just never see me participate in all this goofy stuff you see on social media or in boxing conversations. You're not gonna see me, man. I'm too busy worrying about these youngins. Cause these same dudes that we arguing over, eventually they're gonna be gone. Then y'all gonna be looking for a new class of people to argue over. And you still gonna be arguing about the ones that retired. Cause now you're gonna be trying to compare from the ones that retired to the new ones coming in. And then the new people who don't know about the guys that retire are gonna only be arguing about the new ones coming in. See what the behavior that some of these cats got now, they gonna be telling these youngins they don't know nothing, but one time you was doing it. I'm not arguing boxing. Arguing boxing and discussing boxing is two different things. If I'm gonna debate something, I'm gonna debate about how we need more gyms, how some of these programs need to be developed. We need to get more going in these boys and girls clubs and these YMCA's. We need more of that. I don't know how popular YMCA's. I can't say that I don't see enough. Maybe it's because I'm blind, but we need more. And if we can't get more boxing gyms, then we need some boxing. We need some type of boxing programs in these YMCA's and these boys and girls clubs. Let's debate about that. I don't have time to debate over no damn fighter who's living in a better damn. He's living in a better establishment than I am. I'm not finna argue about him. Because arguing about him ain't putting no money in my pocket. That's why I don't have a passion to really talk about these professional fighters. I really don't give a. I could talk about them, but I'm not crazy about them. Yeah, and even the ones that ain't rich, even the ones that tell you I've never made $1 million, but I got paid 500,000, they still in a good position. I'm not gonna sit here and be beefing. Come on, man. For what? What I look like? Where is that getting me? So if I'm gonna debate something, I'm gonna debate that. Hey, boys and girls clubs, YMCA's, and we need more gyms, programs. It ain't just about teaching the kids to fight, because these kids today ain't learning nothing in school. Maybe they could get some of these programs. I don't know. Now that's something to debate about. I have no time for that. So when I see gyms like Cops and Kids and other gyms that are not just about making money, but about actually helping these kids, keeping them off the streets, a lot of these kids dedicate their time, eat, sleep, and shit boxing. And as long as we have Cops and Kids and we got other gyms like that in New York that can follow that same pattern, they don't have to do exactly what they're doing. But the main goal is to keep these people off the streets, not just the young kids, but all people. We got some people in their 20s and 30s that need to be saved too. It's to save all people. So some of us content creators, we want to act like we ready to jump out the window so bad when it comes to this boxing. I tell you, why don't you take some of the money that you got, go find you a business partner, go open you up a gym. Hell, if I could do it, I would. I have to have at least 5, 6 damn sponsors, and then I have to write something out saying what I need this money for. Believe me, I've something that I'm working on. But while some of y'all do it, y'all so ready to jump out the window for this. If you're so ready to jump out the window for it, do it. Let's see what you do with your gym. Because y'all out here trying to convince somebody so bad that y'all are big boxing fans. Go ahead and do it then. Oh, I got a good city job. We'll take some of your good city money and put that shit back into the community. Go open up a gym, Mister. I got a good city job. Why don't you do it? Hmm? I don't get it. Well, that's not my dream to have a boxing gym. It's not your dream to have a boxing gym, but you're up here trying to get boxing lessons. Now you want to tell me, does that make sense? You up here trying to get boxing lessons, and then sit there and say it's not my dream, it's not my, I don't want a boxing gym. That's too much work. Shit, the time that you put in, the time that we put on here on YouTube talking boxing, shit, you can put all that energy into getting the gym. Why don't we do that? Why don't we stop doing so much talking? We sit there, we talk about these kids, these kids, these kids, these kids, these kids. But why don't we do something? Why don't everybody, why all content creators come together? Well, I know that's not going to happen because we can't do a kumbaya. But if you love boxing the way you say you do, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? I mean, think about it. What are we going to do for the next 5, 6 years of our lives? Get on Instagram and YouTube and argue boxing? Some of us is already old as shit. So what are we going to do for the next 2 years of our lives? Hmm? What are we going to do? We're going to still argue about Crawford not fighting Boots? Hmm? Are we still going to be arguing in 2, 3 years about Canelo not fighting? What the hell are we going to do? Because for some of us, our time is up. So what are we going to do? We love this boxing so much. Why don't we get some money together? Let's write something out to our cities, our mayors, or whoever, and let's get our own gyms. But y'all don't want your own gyms because that's not, hey, I don't want my own gym, McLean. That's a lot of work. You don't want your own gym. That's not for you, but you up here every day on YouTube trying to get boxing lessons. Now, y'all tell me, where does that make sense? How does it make sense? Boxing gyms have to stay open, y'all. Not only the ones that's here, but we need to build more gyms. If y'all don't want to hear that this morning, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Some people they get upset because there's not enough people in their chats. They ready to end their lives. I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna be here rather if it's 5 of y'all or 0 of y'all or nobody's watching. It's okay because I want my message to get through, rather if you my subscriber or not. We have to keep more gyms open. It's annoying with some of y'all. It's annoying. Everybody wants to be so damn. Everybody wants to be a supervisor and manager when it comes to talking this boxing shit. Everybody. Top flight. Top flight content creator. We so deep into it. We so love it so much. We love it so much. Prove how much you love it. Open up your own gym. Nobody said you had to train. You just the owner of the gym. I'm just saying. Maybe none of this I'm saying makes sense. And if it don't, whatever, cool, whatever. Some of y'all will just say he's talking nonsense. Whatever, cool. But I tell you what, it's nasty and it's disgusting to keep seeing everything else that doesn't serve a purpose in our world be built. And then we have to watch a boxing gym being closed. Or we have to watch somebody saying, this gym is not for me because the hospitality is not good. I talked about this plenty of times before. For you gyms that's just here for the money and that's it, y'all not going to be around long. I seen it happen. It was a popular gym in the Bronx that just, everybody ain't built for this. And this is facts. Everybody's not built for this. If you're having a boxing gym just for the money, you're not going to make it. Of course, the money is what keeps it open. But you just can't think this is the reason why I'm getting it, for the money. You got to love what you do. And like I said, I've seen some people where they don't love what they do. They try to act like it, but they don't. Because how they move lets me know everything. Smash that like button, y'all. So when I see cops and kids, when I see other gyms doing what they're supposed to do, I go, that's a perfect example of what a real boxing gym is. Not a gym that's just here for the money. And this is the reason why I tell y'all I don't have time to be talking professional boxing. Y'all want to sit here and talk about people that's established already, that's living a more comfortable life than you, and it would be all right to talk about them if y'all wasn't crashing out about them. Y'all not even talking. You're crashing out. I'm not going to crash out about these people that's more established than me, going back to better homes than me, got a condo, they own stuff. I don't care if they making 5,000 a fight or what it is. I have no time for that. Well, we got these other we got all these amateurs who is just trying to get their name out there. That's what I'm more concerned about, getting their name out there. I'm not finna argue over these dudes. What is that supposed to do for me? That's why I've been half of the stuff y'all talk about. I'd be like, what are y'all gonna do 2, 3 years from now? 5 years from now? Have these same conversations? Some of y'all been doing it since COVID. It's 2025. Y'all still having the same conversation from then. What are we gonna do 2, 3 years from now? What are we doing 2, 3 years from now? I got way more important stuff to be worried about than what y'all talking about. It don't move me. I know it helps y'all. It helps the views. It helps the super chats, the PayPal, the Zelles. Get your money, man. I ain't knocking nobody. Get your money. But all that shit don't matter to me. I want to see more boxing gyms stay open, and I want to see more boxing gyms being created, being built. We got to get a lot of these kids off the streets, and we need to grab some of these grown ass men who have kids, who, because it's not just the kids, some of these grown ass men, grab them off the streets because they still got a kid mentality. Walking around and you're 30 years old, 35 years old, you still got a kid mentality, but trying to convince everybody you're a man. Some of y'all need to be in the gym too. Because either you need the shit beat out of you or you need to learn how to fight, because some of you can't. That's why you're quick to pull out a weapon. What Pop said on Friday, scared to take an ass whipping. Some of y'all need to get up in there trying to teach your kids how to fight. Y'all don't even know how to fight. How the hell are you going to teach your child how to fight? Got to keep more gyms open. Shout outs to cops and kids. Yeah, exactly, Stephen M. Max. So quick to pick up a gun, scared to take an ass whipping. Now, don't get me wrong. You have to carry if you have to carry. If you know, then you know. But some of y'all don't even get the opportunity to even see what these can do. You don't even do it. Some of y'all need to get y'all grown asses in there and learn how to fight. It ain't just these young kids. Some of y'all grown adults, man, y'all couldn't fight if your life depended on it. A lot of y'all use your size, you use your weight to try to intimidate people, and you've been doing it for years. Suge Knight did the same thing, and you see where he got his ass. Don't nobody care about none of that. We need to save these kids, man. And the ones that's in boxing, we have to continue to keep them where they at, because they could fall victim. They could fall victim to the streets. Just because they're in the gym and they won the Golden Gloves or they won whatever type of tournament, they could easily fall victim to the streets. Yo, Steve. Yo, Mac, you. Hey, Mac, you're an idiot, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, going into them stores, yeah, it's yeah, you might have to, because they be on a different type of time, and because they gonna have theirs. Believe me, as soon as you walk in, they already got their hand on theirs. Yeah, you a fool for that, man. But shout outs to cops and kids. Anybody in the New York area. Oh yeah, I already know that. That's why a lot of my homies that moved from New York to out there, I'm like, I mean, I'm not saying nothing wrong with going out there. Hey, let me tell you something. I went out there for the first time in a while, right? So Danny Garcia had his last show on the 7th of June, Newtown, PA. Now I had to go to Philadelphia just to get to Newtown, which means I caught a bus downtown, across the street from Madison Square Garden, got to Philly. I was in downtown Philly where it wasn't even a bus station. I'm under some damn bridge. Shit was crazy. I'm calling Greg Hackett. I'm trying to call everybody I know in Philly. Like, yo, where the hell am I at? And I had to catch an Uber from Philly to Newtown, PA, which was like 45 minutes. And I get to Newtown. It looks decent during the day. When I left out of there, it was probably about 11 something at night. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Mac. That shit look crazy. You know what? I didn't have to worry about it because I didn't have to move around Philly. My thing was I just had to get off where I got off at, and I had to catch an Uber. But it was crazy though because, like I said, Newtown, PA, where I was beautiful during the day, but at nighttime I was like, yeah, buddy. And I'm with some other dudes from the Bronx, and I'm like, we stopped at this one store to get something. Store was crowded too. A couple of young kids was in there. I said, "Yo, we got to get what we got to get." I'm not tripping, but I'm in my mind. I'm like, "Yeah, we got to get what we got to get. We got to get the hell out of here." But on the way going home, I'm just looking at how dark it is out there. I said, "Yo, man, this shit is like." A lot of my homies moved out there, and then some of them be like, some of them moved and never came back to New York. Then some came back to New York. Like I can't deal with it. I'd rather go ahead and live in Philly than any other part of PA. And I'm not saying Philly is sweet, but if I had to move to any part of PA, I'm going to Philly. I'm gonna have to be amongst my people. I don't care how bad it is. Believe me, I want to be in a nice community, but I also don't want to be where, because if I'm gonna get violated, I might as well get violated right. I can get violated in the hood. I ain't trying to go to a nice community if somebody don't want me because of what I look like. But you can't stop yourself from living. You gotta live. But anyway, yeah. So shout out to Newtown, PA. Yeah, like I'm not like if I'm not doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just the type that when I go live somewhere, I'm not about to be bothered. You're not about to bother me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Oh, you a new face. I don't give a shit. Leave me alone. Some people try to force you to talk to them or like, nah, I'm not with all that, man. Go ahead, leave me alone, man. I'm the type I don't bother nobody. Leave me alone. Um, and that's facts. I don't bother nobody. I just want to live life. That's all I do. But as far as like I said, as far as the boxing, we have to keep these gyms going, man. And maybe someday you guys will see me open up something. I got some people I want to talk to and some investors, but I can't do nothing now. I don't think I'm ready for that, but I will be working on it. It will be something that I will be working on. So the person who asked me, will we ever see a no dunk zone gym? Um, that was never part of my plan to use that name. I actually had another name for it, but the problem is now that other name has like died. But I don't want to say it died, but it's there. But everybody's so familiar with No Duck Zone. Now I'm like, all right, you got to use it now. You can't shy away from it. You got to use it. So it's something that I got to use. It's already in the works. So hopefully you'll see it. But a lot of you content creators, man, or some of you people who say I used to box and I used to do all that, man, think about it. Think about it. Because there's gonna come a time where you're gonna see somebody else do it, and then you're gonna sit there and say, I wish I had the opportunity, but or I never thought about opening up a gym, but I should have. But it was that one time McLean went live on September 6th, 2025, and he said that we should go get our own gyms. He never said we had to train or coach, even if you're not an owner and you're a part owner. Why not? But we're gonna sit here and no, that's not my thing. I don't want to do that. But you're gonna sit here every day for 4 to 6 hours, crashing out, trying to give boxing lessons on what a fighter should do. He should throw his jab. He should use the back foot. He should do this, throw the uppercut. Y'all out here giving boxing lessons. Now, if we gonna do that, then we might as well just put all that to work. Get a damn gym. You can't, you can't, how could I say this? You can't tell somebody how to sell drugs, and then when they tell you to get out there to do it, you go, that's not for me. What? That don't make any sense. I know that was a bad one to use, y'all, but that was just the first one that came to my head. Oh, I'll get out there. I'll show you how it's done. We got to think about some of the shit that we put ourselves through. I mean, y'all can continue to argue on here for the next 5 years of your life. Just know I won't be a part of that. I don't even know if I'm gonna be sitting up here doing this. I can't even guarantee you in another 2 years I'm sitting up here doing this. I don't know. You might still see me on here, but sitting on here doing this, I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't know what the future holds. But I know where I want to be. But it's all up to God where I'm gonna be at. But I know what the future holds. You know? C4, what up? I don't know. But I think it's a great idea for some of us not to come together, but to bring the idea together of what about opening up a boxing gym? Go find you a great business partner, and not just because you know him, because knowing somebody doesn't mean that the business is going to be great. But just find somebody that's a great business partner and say, yo, let's open up a gym or something, man. Because it's not about the money, it's about the fighters. You're going to get the money. Well, the trainers and all that'll come. You get some fundings. Come on, why not, y'all? What's the worst thing that can happen? What if the gym don't go well? It can't be no worse than what you're doing on these YouTube streets. Can't be no worse. Because some of y'all are doing horrible. Horrible. Can't be no worse than that. So what's the problem with coming together and trying to make that happen? It's something that I'm eventually work on because I've been thinking about it so much. So much. And I'm like, you know what? Eventually it's time for you to go for it. And that's what I'm going to do. But it's just going to take a little time. But shout outs to Cops and Kids. Today is going down 12 noon, 1761, I believe, Walton Avenue, BX. Shouts to my Bronx people. I haven't been through there in a little while. If shouts to first of all, shouts to everybody who competed last night in Gleason's boxing gym and everybody who's competing tonight in Gleason's. Good luck to y'all. I'll be seeing some of you guys at some up and coming shows. After this Cops and Kids, I'm taking my behind home. I believe there's some boxing on the zone tonight. I will be tuning into that. I don't even remember who's fighting. At this point, for me, it doesn't matter. Um, I'm not gonna. I don't even know who's fighting. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have to look it up, but I do know it is a fight tonight on there. Peace at Stephen Elmack. Um, but like I said, y'all, keep these gyms open, man. Keep them open. We need more of what Cops and Kids is doing. And this is not me deriding them. I'm talking to everybody. We need more. It's just all about not doing exactly what they're doing, but keeping these kids in the gyms. We need them. We need more of that. We need more of the Boys and Girls Clubs. We need more of the YMCA's. These type of places are supposed to be for the kids. For the kids. Not for some of you grown ass people, unless you're working there. But for the kids. We need to see more of that. And that's what I will continue. It's 9 o'clock yet. I'm waiting to end this. All right, I got 4 minutes, y'all. I'm waiting to see that. Because the stuff y'all talk about today, like I said, I'm not impressed and I don't care. Half of it I don't care about. There was some nonsense we just saw the other day that they did with Bud Crawford. That was nasty. That was nasty and that was disgusting and that was disgraceful. That picture I seen with Bud was nasty, but it just shows you this is why we all have to stick up for each other. I've been telling y'all this for the longest. Y'all don't listen. And it's not that, a lot of this stuff I just don't be, it's not that I don't care about, it just pisses me off when I see that. That's a nasty picture or the nasty little thing they did with Bud. Disgusting. But at the end of the day, this is why I be like, I'd rather talk amateur boxing. I don't have time for all this other goofy ass shit. This has been a great year in boxing, but it's been goofy at the same time. It's been real goofy, and y'all continue to participate in the goofy shit. Goofy, and y'all like it. Yo, you going to the Jake Paul versus Tank press conference? Fuck no. If you entertaining that, you ain't really a boxing fan. And don't tell me it's money, money. You don't even. It's money. You ain't getting it. So why you worrying about who's getting what? This is what lets me know that y'all don't know shit about boxing. It wasn't a picture. It was I'm gonna have to have my man Drew Titan send it to me. But they just made them, it was racist. Just put it like that. Just put it like that, seafood. It was racist. And this is why we have to stick together. And this is what ticks me off when we don't do it. That's what ticks me off when we don't do it. We don't stick together. We don't. And it's sad. And it's been like that for some time now. It's okay for us to treat each other any kind of way we want. When somebody else do it, we react to it. Huh? We can be up here violating each other all we want. Somebody else do it, it's a problem. This is why we got to come together. But a lot of y'all are not going to know that. You're not acknowledging that. It's okay for a black man to keep putting a black man down. We can be up here inviting each other to each other's Frank stands. We can challenge each other. Pull up. What gym you at? What hood you at? Where your job? I'll pull up. Somebody who don't look like us do it. Oh, it's World War 10. How the hell are we gonna get somebody else to respect us and we can't even respect each other? Y'all make me sick. This is why nothing that's happening in the sport of boxing interests me. Nothing that really happens in the world interests me. It don't. This is why if y'all notice, I don't even go to Instagram. I just did my first live on Instagram like Thursday. And that was just me talking to Coach. Shout out to Coach Self. I don't even go over there like that no more. All y'all see me do is really post. I'm not interested. I'm not interested, man. I'm really not. I'm not even interested in going live over there and bringing nobody up anymore. Really not. That's why I stay over here. Work on my channel. I don't have time for that shit over there. I use that to post. Big text, what up? I use that to post. I don't have time for that shit. I'm over here this morning because grand opening for Cops and Kids going down today. Everybody come on out. 12 noon. It's about these fighters. We need more gyms. Stop sitting up on social media arguing boxing all day. Y'all want to be so damn knowledgeable. Why don't you come together, find you a business partner, go open your ass up a gym for you so-called, I love boxing. No, you love arguing boxing. But y'all supposed to be so damn knowledgeable. Do it. But why don't you do it, McLean? Hey, I just told you, but I already told you what I got in the works. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Because I'm way deeper into this boxing than y'all asses are. Y'all sitting talking from at home. I'm actually out here. Just because you haven't seen me at the gym, I was just at the gym yesterday. I just didn't do no recording. It was the first gym I went to since I've been sick. I haven't probably been to a gym since last month, just a little bit before I got sick. I'm out here. You can't talk to me about that. Y'all better go talk to somebody else about it. Y'all sit and argue boxing at home. I pull up to these places all the time. I'm hoping to see some of y'all at the Danny Garcia, his fight, October 18th at the Barclays. I already applied for that because that was worth applying for. That November 14th, I'm not applying for that crap. I'm not applying for it. And what's so crazy is some of y'all talk down on that fight, right? But y'all gonna apply to go. Now you tell me what sense does that make? Hmm? Hmm? You see what I mean? This is why I always say the shaking and faking is at an all-time high. Everybody's going to talk down about that fight, but then y'all asses are going to apply and go. See how weird people are out here? This is why I don't care about half of the shit that's going on in boxing. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And it ain't just the fighters that you be like, yo, they moving weird. A lot of y'all are helping them to move weird by supporting the bullshit. YSM, what up? Some of y'all are helping these fighters to move weird by supporting the bullshit. Well, McLean, it's about content. Hey, I ain't got nothing against content, YSM. But don't sit there and talk bad about this November 14th, and y'all asses are gonna go apply. You're gonna go apply. You're gonna go put your credentials in and sit right up in the fighter's face and smile and ask him all type of questions as if you wasn't just on your show popping shit about the fight. Y'all don't think somebody in their entourage is gonna know that? Huh? I got no beef with people, how people do their content, but it's too much shaking and faking shit. Yo, man, that Tank shit is bullshit, man. Jake Paul, that's bullshit. But your ass is gonna go apply though. I'm not. Somebody tell me the credentials is up there, McLean. You're gonna go apply. I ain't gonna apply to that shit. That's Big Show versus Mayweather. That shit is WrestleMania. I'm not going to apply for that shit. What I look like taking the time from my day to go sit up there? First of all, I never get nothing in when it's time for Jake. I never get nothing for that. And two, Tank don't know how to come in time. So why would I do that? Last time at the Barclay, he had us waiting there forever, and we didn't even get an apology for it. Nothing. Man, y'all gotta wake up, man. Y'all tripping, man. Y'all tripping. Y'all are tripping. I'm not. Hey, I applied for Danny Garcia, right? Y'all sit there and say y'all didn't like that. Y'all laughed at that. What are you laughing at? We don't want to see Danny. Don't nobody want to see the November 14th. Oh, I do, because I'm curious to see what'll happen. The fuck you think is gonna happen? Huh? Somebody gonna throw a chair in the ring and come and hit him in their back? He said, I went home. Yo, yo, when I knew you left, that's when I knew it was real. Because I said YSM is one of the hardest working dudes that I know. So when he leaves, and you don't live here, that's the crazy thing. You and a couple of other brothers came from Philly, DC, So when you left, I was like, yeah. And I was supposed to been home, and I live in New York. I said my wife beat me home because the time was changed because of this dude. That's another thing. It ain't just the fight that bothered me. It's how he moves that makes me say I'm not going to support that because I'm not going to go sit somewhere another 2 or 3 hours waiting on him because he felt like I could storm in the building anytime I want. And y'all know he do it because he been doing it on the regular. I've watched plenty of times from home him show up at a conference when he want to. And that's what y'all gonna go support? Y'all gonna talk down about the fight, but y'all gonna break y'all neck to put in credentials because y'all figure if I put this up on my channel, it's gonna make me look good. Go ahead, y'all. Hey, do y'all thing, man. I got no beef with y'all. This whole live wasn't even about that. I just went off the deep end. I'm just letting you know, I'm here for these amateurs, man. I'm here for these up and coming fighters, man. Half of the shit that go on professional boxing, I really don't give a shit about it. And all the shit that I do care about is all the official fights that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? The Fedora, the Thurman, Lubin, Ortiz, you know what I mean? Oshaki Foster, Fulton. That's the type of shit like all this other WrestleMania, Big Show versus Mayweather shit, man. I don't care nothing about none of that shit. Y'all can have that, but I'm not doing that to get no damn no views on my shit, man. I don't care nothing about none of that. November 14th, you think I'm sitting home to watch that? Hell to the nizzle. I hope there's an amateur show that day. I hope there's an amateur show that day, just so I can be there to watch it. I hope the zone throws something that same day, just so I can watch it. Just so I can watch it. They ain't got time for that. Yo, YS, I'm gonna hit you up, bro. You ain't got my map, but you need it, man. We need to stay in contact, man. Um, Cause I know I was trying to call Greg to tell him happy birthday yesterday, but I know he was out of it, man. I hit him up in the group though, you know what I mean, and gave my brother a shout out. Once again, shout out to Greg Hackett. Happy birthday, big bro. Love you. Looking to be out there to Philly to get up with you, man. But it is what it is, man. But like I said, Cops and Kids is going down today. They new grand opening for the gym. BX 1761 Walton Avenue. Do that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all as always, man. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. Catch y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.